Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Fearless Generations with Terry Sayer and Kelly Fox.
Hello, and welcome to Fearless Generations, 12 Steps to Freedom. Step 1, awareness. Tonight is the last night of October, and so the last night of awareness, and we are integrating the month. So this is Kelly Fox. I'm excited to be here, and let me welcome my beautiful co-host, Terry Sayer. How are you doing tonight, Terry?
Just spectacular. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you, too. Yes, my kids have been out and about getting all kinds of sweets, and, of course, I've taken my candy tax.
Their costumes were cute. I just about fell over laughing at Hazel's taco costume.
Isn't that the greatest?
Yeah.
That's the greatest one. All right. Well, we are super excited to have on tonight our guest coach with the mostest, who always is willing to stay up till midnight to be on the show. Please welcome Trish March.
Yay!
Ladies, it's good to be here with you tonight. It feels like it's been a little while.
It
has. It's been too long.
Yeah, so happy Halloween. I'm wearing my witch's hat right now.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, let's get going. We are integrating the month of awareness. So, Trish, start us off with, what does awareness mean to you?
Well, I was really thinking about this today because I feel like awareness it's the key to getting started and moving forward, but it's also the ignition, right? It's also the thing it's the catalyst, I guess, is really what it is. So it's not just the beginning of change or the beginning of movement in your life. It happens all throughout your time period. So it keeps you, those awarenesses keep you building, right? So it keeps you moving. So it's kind of like the motivation or the catalyst, as well as the key to getting started to making changes in your life, the key to getting started to growing. So for me, awareness is the number one thing that I work on with my clients, because you can't change things that you're not aware of, right?
Absolutely.
They're very important.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why it's step 1.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, and I think as people go through 12 steps, you'll mention awareness a lot, right? Because it's really key to keep going. Yes,
it is the place where we start, and it continues. We build all these other steps on top of, but awareness is what makes them all happen. So that is one of the greatest things, that as you listen to the podcast and you continue to get the steps and you learn the steps even more as you continue to listen to the podcast, then you will see how all of the steps work together and how you can use them all at the same time. It's just that one might be more, take the lead, I guess. And awareness is always going to be there. Trish, I don't know if your line is working well.
Like my phone
line? I keep hearing weird noises. Maybe it's you or Terry. But, Terry, what do you have to add?
Well, I agree with both of you that awareness is not just the first step. It's encompassed in every step. in order to grow and have a growth mindset, there has to be building awareness, because every time we make a choice to move out of our comfort zone, to take a stretch, a risk, a dive, we have to be aware. We're aware that we want, first of all, we're aware we want to be in a different place. We want to change. We want to grow. And then we're aware of our fears that are holding us back. We're aware of our desire to move forward. And we're aware of where we can receive the assistance, the help, the support that we can do that. So awareness is really integral. It's integrated with every choice that we make. It would be difficult to make a choice if there wasn't an awareness around wanting to change, not wanting to change, taking that stretch, that risk. So there's the step of awareness means you're awake, right? I'm awake. I'm alive. I see what's around me. I know what I want. If I don't know what I want, I'm trying, I'm really practicing to find out what it is that's going to bring me the joy, bring me the peace, bring me the confidence, whatever it is that we're working on. So it's difficult to say. Sometimes we talk about a step and then we go to the next step and we talk about that. But really, Trish is right. Every step we're going to talk about is going to begin with awareness. And so it is. It's the beginning place, the action place. It's just permeated through everything that we do. So awareness is definitely integrated into everything that we do, say, think, and act.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think we've had a great month of speaking about awareness, and hopefully you're on our Facebook page and group, and so you've been able to see the quotes we've been posting and the funny memes and the articles that we've been sharing with you. Also, mine and Terry's posts on Mondays and Wednesdays, and so that you can get even more information and move hopefully even further down with your understanding of awareness. We really do try to give you a lot of information in the month so you can really get into a space of awareness. And once we get to the end, that you are able to integrate it and that you're able to take this step of awareness with you into next month when we start step 2, which is willingness. Trish, what would you want to share most of all about awareness? What would you want the listeners to know?
I think that there's just a lot of different ways that you can focus on awareness. Paying attention to your life and how you're feeling and what's going well in your life, what's maybe not going as well as you would like, and really just paying attention to different areas of your life can give you a lot of information and can give you, offer you awarenesses all the way around. I know this year I've been working on I'm on a health journey, and and I also did a lot of purging in my house and things as I was going through this year, and had some really amazing awarenesses that have come up from just those simple tasks, those simple activities, and I just paid attention to how I felt or what was going on in my life, and with the health, what I'm eating, am I exercising? So you're paying attention to how your body feels, how your house feels as you're getting, clearing stuff out of it. And it's that information, and a lot of people will call that data, right? That's data that can help you really just focus on different areas of your life and start to make decisions. Those awarenesses and can help you be sensitive to different things that are happening in your life. And that's really the foundation of allowing you to make change is really focusing on the things that you want or the things that you want to change, or maybe just focusing on how you feel. And collecting that data, collecting that awareness, and giving yourself an opportunity to make different choices and really pursue the possibilities and the opportunities that you want. So I don't think awareness is hard. It's simple, and it happens all the time. It's just really focusing on what you really want, what you want to change or want in your life.
Yeah. Do you have a story of when awareness really was the key for you in moving forward, or a story of a client where awareness really was the key moving forward?
Absolutely. I am very introspective, and I do ask my clients to pay attention to how they're feeling and, what they're thinking and what's going on in their life, what actions they're taking. And I guess I'll share a story just about myself, is that as I said, I've been on this health journey this year, and, I think it started with, I think everybody probably put a little bit of weight on during the pandemic. So I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone. And, I just realized that I wasn't feeling as good as I could feel, and I just started to pay attention, and I realized that because I was home and I was home by myself, the wins that I was having in my life, I was rewarding myself differently than I have in the past, right? Like many times in the past, I might treat myself to something, treat myself to dinner, or to buy myself a little trinket or something. But I was celebrating wins and celebrating things happening in my life with food. So things had started to change for me a little bit in terms of how I was using food in my life. So, that was a huge awareness for me, that my celebrations had quite a bit. And it also, how I was feeling was a huge awareness too. So, I just spent a couple months, I've spent a lot of time throughout this year just paying attention to how food makes me feel, when I'm hungry, when I'm losing weight, how does that feel in my life versus when I'm, not. And, really taking the time to just pay attention to how I'm feeling, what actions I'm taking, and what's going on in my life. And that data, that information has made a huge difference in what I'm doing, because I have choices. Like once you have that information, I can decide, like, all right, I'm not going to celebrate wins in my life. I'm not going to celebrate successes or acknowledge myself, or I guess it's really celebrations. I'm going to call some people and celebrate. I'm going to take a walk outside. I'm going to do something I really enjoy versus, celebrating with food, right? So it allowed that awareness to make a different choice, a healthier choice, and more in line with the goals that I had for this year. So that's just a really short story, but it's powerful because it is something very simple you can pay attention to, and if you decide to make a different choice, you can take steps to do that once you have the information.
Yeah, I think that's a great example. I definitely celebrate with food as well, either by going out to dinner, just me and my husband, or after my daughter just was a lead in a play, and after the play was over, we all went out for ice cream, and that's a tradition to go out after the play to celebrate. And holidays, you get candy. Like today is Halloween. It's all about candy. For Christmas, you get candy. For Easter, you get candy. It's become quite part of our culture to celebrate with sweets. For your birthday, you get a big old cake. So it's interesting to see how our culture is very much involved as well in how we celebrate something special, because it tends to always, food is what brings the family together. So
absolutely,
it's an interesting awareness to have of how can the family come together and it doesn't involve food. How do you watch a movie and not eat popcorn? There's so many things that are tied to food. With Thanksgiving coming up, it's all about food. Even Christmas dinner or Christmas breakfast or Christmas Eve, dinner or whatever it is that you might do. Even New Year's is associated with food and toasting. We toast with Martinelli, but other people might toast with other beverages. But it seems that every moment is connected to food, which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, and I think if you do all of that in a healthy way, but I think, I was maybe not going in that direction, or I was, the pandemic was quite stressful. So, it's looking at that and just seeing, like, how could I change? Like, if I do want to make a change, what steps do I need to take? Terry had mentioned the stretch, risk, or die, which I know you'll talk a lot about over the next 11 months. And, using that tool is a really great way to say, like, I've decided I have some things that I'm doing in my life and I want to make some changes. Like, which of those are something that I know I can change and I just haven't done it, or which one is going to be harder for me and I'll actually have to, conquer some fears or, take steps forward in order to make change. And what are the things that I am just not willing to change, or I really just don't believe I can change them at all, right? And, maybe taking some small steps towards your goals, and completing some of those tasks that you can do and you just haven't done them, you can build your confidence and start taking risks and, trying to go after those bigger hurdles to really make some change in your life. So,
yeah,
I think that's a really good tool to use to do that. I mean, people can journal, you can make, to-do lists to really support yourself through this process. But I think, even writing down your awarenesses and working to switch those up a little bit, and deciding what kind of changes you want to make can really support you too.
Yeah, absolutely. Terry, what's coming up for you?
Well, I just think you can eat ice cream in fear or freedom.
So true. Everything can be done in fear or freedom, including ice cream.
Yeah, I just, I think being aware of definitely if we're going to speak about health or relationships or whatever it is that we think about, it's the awareness of our feelings that are encompassing those decisions, right? I mean, we can celebrate with our family, and food is an important part of our culture, and we can make things, we can be aware of the amount of carbohydrates, the amount of sugar, that we ingest in one evening. But I think it's also being aware of the feelings of family and warmth and togetherness and tradition that also are encompassed in a lot of those meals when we come together. So again, it's like moderation in all things, understanding your body, what your body can tolerate and can't tolerate, and what brings about a feeling of health. If I eat too much sugar, I definitely don't feel good. So if I'm aware of that, then I can monitor the intake of the sugar that I ingest. But I think it's really important to look at our feelings when we're talking about awareness. And that was, we just spent this last weekend down with some of our colleagues and our CEO doing a Fearless Foundation workshop, which really opens up the opportunity for people to get in touch with their feelings. A lot of people don't use their feelings, and that came out really clear with a couple of the participants who just made quantum growth and understanding that they were making all of their decisions in their head, and they weren't integrating their heart and using their feelings, and it came down to a fear of feeling. And so being aware of that, they were able to open their hearts and begin to understand and have an awareness around the feelings that they were having and why they were having those feelings, so that they can move them through them, so that they didn't get stuck. And a lot of times our behavior and our choices that are self-destructive are a result of feelings that are stuck, and not recognizing or being aware that we can move those feelings. That feelings aren't right and wrong. Feelings aren't good and bad. They're just feelings. So being aware of what we are feeling, and then letting that feeling move through us and act upon our commitments, what we really, really want, where we want to go, who we want to be, how we want to take up space. So I think awareness tied to our feelings is one of the ways to break through fear and not let that block us or keep us from doing the things that will move us forward. So I've thought a lot about feelings after this weekend, because watching people and seeing that transformation in just a couple of days, where they can go and open their heart and start to understand and let their feelings move through them, so that they can forgive themselves, so they can forgive someone else, so that they can move forward and really with purpose. So it was a great reminder of how being aware of our feelings is paramount to us moving forward.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, this weekend was awesome. Being with Rhonda Breton and some coaches that we haven't seen in a long time was really great. And being with all of the participants as well, some familiar with Fearless Living, some this was their first exposure. And it was really great to be in the room with all of the energy and excitement of the possibilities of change, and everyone's awareness being at a different level, and everybody's awareness once leaving the workshop being at a completely different level than when they walked in the door. And what are they going to do with all of this new awareness that they have? And it was really exciting. It was kind of hard to leave. Just wanted to stay in that energy, stay with those people. And it was because it was just really awesome. Like, even those who have been in the work, are deep in the work, came away from this weekend with big awarenesses. And that's one great thing, is that we always are becoming more and more aware of what's going on around us and why we're thinking the way we're thinking, why we feel the way we feel, why are we doing what we're doing, why are we not doing what we're not doing. Awareness is all, always possible to become more aware, to open up our filter to different ideas and possibilities, shifting the way that we think and the way that we perceive things. And it really is the first step to any kind of growth.
Agreed. I completely agree with that, and I think it's so powerful once you have those awarenesses or those insights, and it gives you the power to really make a change. So it's a really, really important piece of the process for changing your life.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we are almost out of time, ladies. Trish, what is one thing that you would want to leave our listeners with tonight?
I think that when you were talking about being at the workshop and feeling the wonderful gift of all those people being willing to look at their feelings and to come away with awarenesses, even in such a large group, it's really a powerful experience. And I just want to encourage, I know you guys have a big group that you work with. I want to encourage people to get involved and take the time for themselves and take the time to gain those awarenesses, and especially if they do want to make some changes in their life. Support from a group or from a coach is just a really amazing gift to give yourself to really help you gain momentum and move yourself forward faster. I mean, you can do a lot of work by yourself, but there's nothing like working in a group or working with a coach to really support you through that process, because you can only see so much, right? Like, you can see things, but when you get an outside perspective, it can really be a huge catalyst to making changes in your world. So I just want to encourage people to don't always feel like you have to do it yourself. Join groups like Fearless Generations and, work with coaches to move yourself forward.
Absolutely. I agree. Mm-hmm.
I think that's really insightful, because no matter where you are in your journey, we're all in different places. We have, we're different ages, we're different cultures, we're, different careers, different relationships, and yet no matter where you are, there's a level of awareness that could go deeper. And I think that's what I love about staying connected to a community where you can be around people at all of those different stages. And as you see and really see and hear people getting or receiving this awareness, and then it helps you to be even more aware of your process. And the more aware you are of your process, the more you can change, you can grow, you can be that person that you want to be. And I think that's what's so encouraging, is it doesn't matter where you are in your process or in your journey, you can always gain more understanding and go deeper, and really understanding yourself and how you process your feelings, your thoughts, and what kind of choices and actions come out of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I thank you, Trish, for being here with us. We always love to have you on and get... Huh?
I said I always love being here with you, ladies. It's a wonderful gift.
Well, we love you. Yes,
I love you too.
Well, we want to remind you that the 12 steps were created by Rhonda Britton, the CEO and founder of the Fearless Living Institute. If you would like to know more about Fearless Living, go to fearlessliving.org. And you can always find Terry and I at fearlessgenerations.org. We always have something going on that you can participate in, especially our membership, Staying Fearless. So if you'd like to know more about that, please go to the website and check it out. You can find all that information there. And please join the Facebook group, Get Fearless at Any Age with Fearless Generations. We would love to have you there and a part of the community. And until next week, everybody, be fearless.
Be fearless.
Bye, ladies.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast. right before it ends.
Be a McDonald's breakfast person with a sausage McMuffin with egg. Get 2 for just $6. And pair it with an any-size soft drink like a refreshing Coke for just $1.49. Order ahead in the app to save time. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Mount Sinai South Nassau in Oceanside is proud to be the only hospital on the South Shore of Long Island rated high performing in maternity care by U.S. News and World Report. That means mothers who delivered at Mount Sinai South Nassau had fewer early deliveries, fewer C-sections, and fewer newborn complications than other hospitals, with higher rates of breastfeeding and other positive outcomes. To learn more about why you should consider Mount Sinai South Nassau to give birth, visit southnassau.org/maternity or call 877-SOUTH-NASSAU.